This morning, before the jury even entered, there was a major disruption in the courtroom. A woman who entered through the public line was basically yelling profanities at Diddy, and the judge had her escorted out. Now, when she did this, Diddy turned around, she was taken out, and I have to tell you, this is not the first time that this woman has caused a disturbance. This is the first time, to my knowledge, that she has been kicked out in front of the judge, but this woman has caused disturbances before. I have seen her with my own eyes in the overflow room, around the courtroom. She has been kicked out by security at this court numerous times for speaking during court. This really just speaks to the cast of characters that this trial is attracting. Remember, it's not just members of the media and attorneys who get to sit in trials. They are open to the public. There's not many public seats, but anyone in New York City can line up, and if there's room, they can go in. Eddy Garcia, who worked security at the InterContinental Hotel in 2016, that is of course when that horrific incident occurred when Cassie Ventura was physically beaten by Sean Combs, he took the stand, and his testimony is critical because it brings into clear focus for the first time the great lengths and efforts that Sean Combs himself took to cover up this incident. He wanted to bury that video, and he paid for it. We know from the indictment that prosecutors have said from day one when Combs was arrested that he bribed someone for $100,000, and we never knew the details of that until Eddy Garcia's testimony. He said that after Sean Combs was captured on surveillance footage beating Cassie, that he received calls straight to the security desk from Courtroom, who introduced herself as Sean Combs' personal assistant. We also know from Sean Combs' social media over the years that she was not just a personal assistant, she was his chief of staff and really was his right-hand woman, so she worked very closely with him. And Eddy Garcia said that she called repeatedly. She even showed up to the hotel to talk to him. She was trying to get the video. He said no. Eventually, she called him on his personal cell phone. He had not given her his number, so he was a little freaked out. How did she get my number? And when he picked up the phone, Courtroom put Sean Combs himself on the phone. He then asked him if he knew who he was. He said that he needed the video. He said the video could ruin him. So there is complete awareness from Sean Combs that he knew how bad this was. He said, "Eddy, my angel." He was calling him his angel, saying, "You can do the right thing. You can help me fix this, and I will take care of you." The insinuation there, according to Eddy Garcia's testimony, of course, is that he would financially take care of him. Well, Eddy Garcia goes to his manager, who works security at the InterContinental, and the manager actually says, "Okay, I'll sell it to him for $50,000. So now Eddy Garcia is essentially made the middleman to negotiate with Sean Combs to sell him this video. Long story short, Sean Combs gives Eddy Garcia the address of a hotel. Eddy Garcia shows up. He is met by one of Combs' bodyguards. He's taken up the elevator. He meets Courtroom, Sean Combs, and the bodyguard, all present there. Why is that important? Because the prosecution is trying to prove racketeering. They're trying to prove that there are other people who were involved in Combs' businesses who were helping him with this criminal enterprise. So with these people present, Eddy Garcia says that Sean Combs says, "I need your IDs and I'll take care of you even more, aka I'll pay you more." He then makes him sign an NDA, which is on Combs Enterprises company letterhead. He goes into a separate room. He brings out a brown paper bag full of $100,000. He has a money counter. Eddy Garcia testified to the jury that it seemed like Sean Combs had done this before. And then he gives him the money. He signs the NDA. He takes him down the elevator and escorts him out. And he gave him one last piece of advice, which was don't spend all the money at once, which Eddy Garcia said he took that as it could be a suspicious payment that can be tracked back to Combs. Now, after this, he did receive another call from Combs a few months later on Easter, where again, he said, "Eddy, my angel, God is good, God brought me to you." And then he was poking around to see, are there any other copies of this video, and does anyone else know? As Eddy Garcia was being presented with this NDA, and as he was being asked, are there other copies of this video, he then said to Sean Combs, "My only concern is that Cassie Ventura might file a police report, and will I get in trouble? Could I be implicated?" And Sean Combs said, "Oh no, Cassie's on board. She wants this to go away too." Sean Combs then actually FaceTimes Cassie. Eddy Garcia sees her himself on the FaceTime video. Sean Combs then tells Cassie something to the effect of, I have someone, I'm going to be able to pay them to get the video, and says to her, don't you want this to go away too? And Eddy Garcia told the jury that Cassie said, I do have a movie coming out, this won't be a good time, so I want this to go away as well. Sean Combs is typically very engaged throughout all testimony, but he doesn't necessarily react visibly in a way that you know what he is thinking. But during Eddy Garcia's testimony, that hotel surveillance footage, which our team at CNN first broke, that was shown to the jury. Again, it has been shown numerous times throughout this trial, but as the video is being played today, Sean Combs was watching it very intently. One of Cassie Ventura's friends, Miss Bongolan, is expected to take the stand very soon in this trial. And we already know a lot of her story. First, we know a lot of her story from the prosecution's opening statement. They said during their opening statement to the jury that Sean Combs once dangled a woman over a balcony at Cassie Ventura's apartment in Los Angeles from the 17th floor. Now, Cassie herself also testified to this incident during her 4 days on the stand. But we also know a lot about Miss Bongolan's story because she has filed a civil complaint against Sean Combs. She is one of the nearly 70 accusers who has sued Sean Combs prior to this criminal trial, and although her civil suit is completely separate from this criminal trial, the allegations will be very similar. So when she filed that suit, she detailed that alleged incident where she said that Sean Combs dangled her over a balcony, held her over the balcony on the 17th floor at Cassie Ventura's apartment. Now, she is also believed to have some awareness of this incident with Kid Cudi when his car blew up and when his home was broken into. Remember, this is someone who was a close friend of Cassie, and I believe still is a close friend of Cassie. So she not only will be testifying to her own allegations that could further prove this pattern of violence from Sean Combs, but she'll also likely corroborate many parts of Cassie's own account.